Ebusuya corruption bi akoso amasese de Ghana wutimi si yani abiri ye pass si am no kasai attorney general ne buafu wodi nsem bi aba abeto abonte Kevin Akwabadu Taylor won so exposing kofobi aha ayaland media mesro so be share ama afufro enya bi ahwe wa like wa commenting so ede aka ho ebusuya wiki ya mu ne yete yese eye NSB I deputy awoda no Edu Boahene wone ne wife omo via Ghana omo abo Ghana krono chese ye de ko duani sika mo $7 million which means say mu oduye ankasa dey attorney general Edin Sembi atudwa efa sa ensemi anase efa eye Edu Boahene krono a wone ne wife abo omo abo Ghana no ebusia yankweni nkwoti attorney general nsem no enchirechire mu emuboso chese ebusia
Prior to the enactment of the NSB Act, that is the National Signals Bureaus Act 2020, which transformed the BNC into the NSB, Mr. Edu Boahene served as Deputy Director of the BNC and subsequently is Director from 2017. In other words, he has been in the management and control of Ghana's signal infrastructure since 2017. As the director of BNC, Mr. Edu Boahene was a co-signatory to the BNC's director's account at Fidelity Bank. While serving as director of BNC, however, he and his wife, Miss Angela Boahene, registered a company on October 23, 2018, which they named, and listen carefully, BNC Communications Bureau Limited. It is important to note that the similarity between the names here, that is BNC, was designed, to engage in a criminal enterprise, which will unfold as I go further. For purposes of differentiation, we will call the private company Private BNC and call Ghana's Signal and National Security BNC, the National BNC. Mr. Edu Boahene, who is the head or who was the head of the BNC, and his wife are listed as directors of the private BNC. Okay, so they registered the company, and they, the two of them, together are the directors of the company, the two directors of the company. On October 26, 2018, the couple opened a corporate account for their private BNC at Universal Merchant Bank, UMB. According to the mandate on the account, either of the directors could sign checks and approve transactions on the account. In his capacity as director of the Mr. Edu Boahene on January 30th, 2020, signed a contract on behalf of the government of Ghana and the National Security Council on the one hand, and on the other hand, an Israeli company called ISC Holdings Limited. The contract was for the purchase of a cyber defense system software at a price of $7 million United States of American dollars. Let us call this contract the GOG ISC contract. On February 6, 2020, Mr. Edu Boahene then transferred an initial amount of 27,100,000 Ghana cedis, that is from the National BNC's operations account at Fidelity Bank to the private BNC account at UMB. Official documentation on the transfer revealed that the amount was for the payment of cyber defense system software, which the National BNC was buying from ISC Holdings in Israel. Mr. Edu Boahene, in effect, transferred the money from the National BNC to his private company, the private BNC. A review of the transactions on the bank accounts reveals that once the funds from the National BNC landed in the account of his private BNC at UMB Bank, Mr. Edu Boahene caused his private BNC to transfer an amount of 9,537,520 Ghana cedis to ISC Holdings in Israel. By the exchange rate at the time, this amount was the Ghana cedi equivalent of 1,750,000 United States of American dollars. to justify or facilitate the transfer of the 9.5 million and the 9.5 million, Mr. Edu Boahene fraudulently attached a copy of the Government of Ghana ISC contract as well as an invoice which he held out as an invoice issued by ISC Holdings Limited or in respect of the Government of Ghana ISC contract. On March 18th, 2020 and March 30th, 2020 respectively, he again transferred 21 million Ghana cedis from the National BNC Director's account at Fidelity Bank to the same private BNC account at UMB. The narration of the transaction indicated that it was for the payment of the cyber defense systems that the National BNC was buying. The transfer from the National BNC's account brought the total transfers that he made to his private BNC to 49 million Ghana cedis. By the exchange rate at the time, this amount was exactly the Ghana cedi equivalent of 7 million United States of American dollars. The exact full amount which he quoted as the price at which ISC Holdings sold the cyber defense equipment to Government of Ghana. All the payments transferred to the invoice, a number from ISC Holdings, all the payments reference the invoice number from ISC Holdings to the National BNC. Importantly, after the initial transfer of the 9.5 million Ghana cedis, which was the equivalent of 1.750 United States of American dollars from the private BNC to ISC Holdings, no further payments were made to ISC Holdings. A review of transactions on the private BNC account reveals that after the payment of the 1,750,000
when in some Attorney General editor Ghana no and a cabinet kwabadu Taylor what say any Ghana free NPP fua mokro no katasi she ayam mamon penokre obedu dwam edi akyere mo so amonte brofo Attorney General eka ye na monte ase no Kevin ekwabadu Taylor busia wakyire ensem ni nyina mu ekwan nam so Ghana for hu ekwan nam so akyese Edu Boahene etimi bo Ghana sa akro no we no Kevin ekwabadu Taylor wakyire sansem ni enyina busia yankwane nkotie wono so emfa emra
Samon penokre Nana do dan kwaku fo ne ba omia de yi abrantie we oya MPP ni mapa your friend Edu Boahene wedwa na ne dwumadie nyina ne se oda Ghana National Signal Bureau ano omo na sebio eba eye computer eye broni bese eye abodiemu the computer science the security yafa computer so bo Ghana ho ban ehwehwehwehwe computer mu nsam senior obi ntimi ndi Ghana dream senior betuma hwe den ye be protect ye cyber nyoma ye de abafu computer ede bo oman ho ban siesie oman epam den atamfo mbeso mo sai man no ene senior ye betumi di akyekere man no abobo nyoma ho no ye frɛ no from NSB National Signal Bureau ofo course awo ye no omo no monitor course bia o metuma etie text I will send you betuma hwe akenkan so obi ebeso obi di Ghana bro now the computer ya omo betumi etresi akenkan ehu de ekɔ now ma menjudwam now abrantie we na na dan kwaku for the moment adwuma no a okoda sa adwuma na no sa adwuma no ene Israelfo bi edi nsawoso se Ghana beto imfidie bi ede bebo Ghana de ye ho ban abrantie we na eda NSB na no na the abrantie we ye ne say Mr. S. Okay, I can do this one, right? That's last year. Okay. Abrantie dwumadi odi ne say NSB no BNC no Bureau for National Communication or whatever no omo account wo ho ena na Attorney General ka no into so many company bia wa abruchire ana any private company bia di nkomo a sa dwumaku oda no omo account ena omo di dwumadie no ena branch we ne yere akobie the same account, the same edin. Enti Kevin Taylor and Sons Company, a buying company no. And on so akobie Kevin Taylor and Sons Company Limited. And on na yere and omudi omudia shase omudia. In the first place, no, the intent is criminal. Now the branch and say, what could be the same accounts are a juma or dan no. On my bank accounts, what could be the same thing, the same name. We're cloning no technically. We're cloning accounts, no. There were accounts in dim pepe no, why ye pepe or then a here. And na sa the juma dia a juma or dan no. And it is your for company no. Edi machines biano nanina anusi dien. $7 million. Now they see and say, Israel for the tie sika. Sika ne beto juma aban juma no accounts ma na oyi sika no koto ono accounts mu. Because edini ye pe. Sa accounts no obi no so ono ne yere enko an tumi sign check. Edi sika ewom. Israel for no sebi eni omudi nsawoso a aban di sika ye frɛ no $7 million a wo se edi tuama Israel for no. E wo se sa sika no eda BNC for accounts mu ye ko tua Israel for no. Sika no finance minister tua sika no tuma na oyi sika no kogu ono na yere accounts ma eno so kuta the same name. Na nim de ya. Sa anyoma na ye to free Israel for no. Anka also tua 7 million no, o tua $1 million per the momo. Ene ka $6 million ena oja no on accounts mu. Sa account no ene edwuma ye de ama no aya Ghana for a taxpayer ye na wo say sika wo miya de no we yi sika na kugu ono ne private accounts ma what na edin pepepe inti edin aban company no accounts no no ono na yire abie the same accounts a omoso operate inti o movie sa sika no eye de o de ba Ghana sika a o de ma sa eye de nkofo na omomo exactly be 1.7 million per out of the $7 million no or my Israel for no 1.7 million. And at the academy or the sika near den or the sika no at the betosa on an account. Now, why in such a way say sa accounts will be a fake no receipt a buying company or down no or the same receipt. Ain't it or no better receipt or no private company the amount to say a buying company receipt in the amount. In fact, so check here. Attorney General say omo de omani to forma sika efa ni nsemu no almost be Ghana sika 49 million cedis, which is time na dollar no bibia na ejina no $7 million. Now so share abrantie we now share jumadia no odi enye energy ministry enye planting for food and jobs enye the scholarship secretariat enye works and housing no we osha national security as a small office. The attorney general so bo hunkuane $7 million we di. Na dia wan ade no nyina ne say otam sika free aban accounts mu no de akoto na accounts mu because accounts na aban accounts no ekuta the same name. One ne yire ena se bi omo ka omo tribo mu ene ne MPP for omo wa ban mu omo ma no dwumadie no ena omo ye den omo ka omo tribo mu a na omo di sa adwuma no. Na yenko tie attorney general sika na abrantie we wiae no dwumadie potia na ode ye wo Ghana.
Na chese weni nsema Kevin Taylor so aka na ya attorney general wo kasa no wo bewie no wo kirem se sika nyina edu Boahene kokko wia Ghana na so wo wia Ghana na nkwan bi so chese ebiebie bank account bi edi chese campaign ni din no odo ono ni din ahyehyɛ akire na busua sika ni nyina wonya enwom ode ye no attorney general wabobɔ so na busua wo se wo behwe se ye beche sankrofo ni nyina busua for NDC for on what start way this is just the beginning. Obi say asase mponi anase ye kukuru mponi ni ye be so achese 4 years ne so de na Ghana obi asabi wo de Ghana din edi nsehunu ewi ade bia no ya chese ankofo no enyina ebusia yanko attorney general kachi ni gogo tie sanchire mu ni nyina emfa emra.
The difference between 49 million Ghana cedis 49 million Ghana cedis being the money Mr. Boahene transferred from the bank account of the national BNC to his private BNC, and 9.5 million being the money he actually paid to the ISC Holdings for the software ended up with him and his wife. That is to say that the sum of 462,480 Ghana cedis of taxpayers' money went into it. The investigation has revealed that the ultimate beneficial owner of BNC Communications Limited is another company known as Advantage Solutions Limited. 10 other companies are through a very complex web of shareholding and directorship connected to Mr. Boahene and his wife, Angela. Investigations have also established that monies, mostly proceeds of crime, from the Advantage Solutions Limited and BNC Communications Bureau Limited and other similar sources have been transmitted under very suspicious circumstances through the bank accounts of these companies. The investigations have revealed so far that the suspect and his wife have registered companies which we are currently tracking. We are tracking all the companies. There are about 10 of them that they created with Advantage Solutions mostly owning all the companies. For purposes of the investigation that is ongoing, we are not going to disclose those companies. But I want to warn any executive, director, or employee of each of the companies who, knowing that Mr. Boahene has been arrested, if they make movement of assets, we will track and arrest them and prosecute them. So they are all warned. All banks are also warned that if we see any wire transfers or cash withdrawals on any of the accounts belonging to Mr. Boahene and his companies, the bank managers and all their employees who are involved in those transfers will equally be arrested. So the properties that are in their names, their joint names, or sometimes in their in their individual names are as follows. We have number 2 Stream Park Drive, Mayfair Estates, LA, that is La Accra. For that, they deposited, and we have the deposit slip as well as the receipt from the estate developer, $1 million United States of American dollars. Number 6, Edith Avenue, Mayfair Estates, La Accra. Deposit 500,000 United States of America. That's American dollars. That's the initial deposit. All right. Then we have number 7, Edith Avenue, Mayfair, 200,000 United States of America, the property. Number 8, Edith Avenue, Mayfair Estates, La Accra, 97,815 United States of American dollars was deposited for that property. But we are sure that other cash payments were made to complete the purchase and then the transfer of ownership. So we are tracing all those documents. Number 9, Edith Avenue, Mayfair Estate, 270,000 United States of American dollars deposited, initial deposit for the purchase. Number 10, Edith Avenue, Mayfair Estates, Accra, 150,000 United States of American dollars deposited. Now he also owns a company known as Vertex Properties. Vertex Properties. And we've traced the proceeds of crime to Vertex Properties also. They have, Vertex Properties owns 27 houses located at Oyarifa. Each house costs, an estimated cost of 295 thousand United States of American dollars. We also know that they have 2 properties in London that we are tracking, and I'm going to trigger the mutual legal assistance between the United Kingdom and Ghana for us to be able to lay hands on those properties. Now we also know we've been following the bank transactions very closely, and we know that on February 11, 2020, they made a 16 million fixed deposit from the payment received from BNC Security. This was from the initial payment of 27 million 100,000 Ghana cedis. On April 3rd, 2020, Mr. Boahene alone withdrew 7,250,000 Ghana cedis, okay, in cash. He withdrew that in cash. This payment came out of the second transfer of the 21 million from BNC National Security to BNC, his private, company. On April 24th, 2020, 1.5 million cash withdrawal was made. On the same day, he made payments to a real estate company to the tune of 1,566,000. So you see the coincidence, okay, of the transactions that were taking place. Then February to September, out of the 49 million, which was transferred from BNC National Security to his private BNC, about 99% was withdrawn by him personally. And they were largely very large cash withdrawals. And we believe that those were the withdrawals that were made for him to make the deposit for the properties that are enumerated above.
Say no said the NDC aban no esia kwakwa no ye bibia no hwe ni ye wo aban mu se NPP abreso ena na wo ho no mo se NDC abreso ni ama odipire bia abusua no hwe ni ye pa esan se John Dramani Mahama ene ne nkrofo a wayi wo mo de aka ne ho ne de kro no dream kata hye no omo echiri wo ya ye be chew anase ye be pamo ye be tu ade so se di ya ye pamo dampare sa ene ye de be abusua ja decent comment section wono Efa mama wa like wa share ama afoforo enya bi ahwe aha Island Media me din de achre broni me da